Hey guys, it's Iron Gone, and in this episode of Double Trouble, I've got two very similar games lined up in that to last episode. In that there's a light tank and a heavy tank. In fact, they're in the same lines. In this case, we're actually a tier lower, and the AMX 12-ton light tank. This is one of my favorite little tanks to play. I'm not going to be showing you a passive scouting mission this time, however. As I said in the last episode, I wanted to show a little bit of contrast in how you would play in your light tank. And on the basically the heavy tank, I'm going to be playing a little bit more aggressively as well. So to start off, we are on Siegfried line. And I'm pushing up this side here. We are assaulting. We have to capture the base or kill all the enemies before the time runs out. And they have to kill all of us before the time runs out. Or, well, kill all of us or wait till the time runs out and they will win. So, I get an early position up here. I'm not really planning on spotting anything. It's hard to spot on this map when you're attacking. So, I'm just waiting for my team to catch up a little bit, seeing if I can spot anybody trying to flank around from spawn number 2 to the south. And I don't see anybody yet. Nothing really going on here. But I know it's just a matter of time. Everybody's still getting into position. One of the worst things you can do as a light tank is be too impatient and push forward. If I push forward now, I'm not getting any help, and I'm basically dead in a matter of moments, right? So, stay here. I spotted the T-29. I'm not going to go after him, because I don't know what's ahead around that corner. And I don't know if any tanks are to the left of me. So I move up here a little bit, try to respot. And there's a KV-85. And watch my view here. I can just barely see him. He is looking at me, but he donks the shot and he's tracked. And this is where I just put the DPM of the gun to work. And take the kill. And a nice 508 damage in 4 hits. Not bad. Obviously the last hit was a low roll because he had not enough HP left, but we've killed that KV-85 tier 6, so you know, it's not a huge accomplishment. Let's see if we can put some shots on the side of this T-29. I'm really wary of enemies to my left. I don't want to go too crazy here and take a shot. 1, I get 2, 2. Again, the second shot was only 68 damage since, you know, he didn't have any health left. So I fall back. I don't want to run into that IS or that KV-4 over there. But you'll notice I'm not sitting in a bush. I'm not camping. I'm using my mobility to flank targets that are already engaged by other friendly tanks. And that's really what you want. I peek around here. I notice the IS has been taking damage. He's looking at somebody else. So 1, 2. I see him looking at me, so I back up. And rather than duck back out, I take a reload, which is, you know, it's a smart thing to do. You don't always have to. If you have 1 or 2 shells left, there's not a huge play to be made there. It's basically like, maybe I can do it, maybe I can't. If it really there's an opportunity, then you could go for it, but rather have a full clip. So in a situation like this, see, if I only had 2 shells right here, come in the corner, there's a T-69, he's theoretically in my damage range, but only if I get really lucky on the rolls. So 3, 4, so I take a shot from a Tiger 2 and the T-69. The last shot would have killed him. Somebody else finishes them off, and then I put one into the Tiger 2. I have 10 HP left. Damage tracked, damaged fuel tank. I could have finished off that T-69. Whether or not he would have killed me with his second shot, likely. I would have died there. But if I had only had 2 shells in the clip, I would be pretty much screwed there. So if you're going to play this way, and you have to in some maps like this, don't really advance unless you have a full clip and you're pretty sure, like, I'm not going to run out with that Tiger and just eat it. Same here. You'll notice that I do a lot of peeking to make sure that guy's not able to see me. By the map I should have noticed, but, you know, I just want to triple check. And then around here, He's already taken fire. He's looking somewhere else. Let's put some shots in him. That was a poorly aimed shot, but there we go. Another kill. I wasn't sure if I was going to get that one, but someone hit him at the same time. So I have 3 shells left. This guy's low HP, so I don't reload. Okay, he's dead. Should reload. I probably should have started a reload there. But we're in cleanup duty now, so basically it's going to be hard to throw the game at this point. There's an ISU 152 there. He is in death range. There's an IS-3. He's a one-shot, if I can pen him. There's an MT-25, and he is also killable within the 3 shots. So, what do I do? The ISU is behind me, and I am kind of worried. He's going to come around the corner, and he is going to try. There's the IS-3. I missed the shot. Bounced the shot because it hits the front of his arm. At that angle, it's never going to work. I have 1 shot left, so I'm going to try it. But I'm not going to drive right out because, look, if I peek around the corner, he's looking right at me. There's no way in hell I'm going to do that. Instead, I'll wait for him to turn his turret, or if I'm a distraction and somebody else can get the kill, by all means, perfect. See, I wait till he turns. That was a poorly aimed shot. I should have aimed it a little bit more to the left there. And then I'm shot by my own team member, the T-29. However, that ends the game as the IS is killed pretty quickly. In his rush to get that extra 20 damage or whatever, he decided to put one right into the back of me. Don't know what that was about, but let's take a look at some statistics. Some statistics, shall we? Alright guys, so we got a first class mastery. That wasn't an ace tanker, which is a shame. Fire for effect and a master gunner. We did quite a bit there, so let's see here. We fired 20 shells, 19 of them hit, 16 of them penetrated, for 2,065 damage. Not bad for a tier 6 light tank. You could do better. I mean, it's, you know. Assisted damage, only 140. Not a ton there. It was a double win, and my base experience was 1,059. Because as a light tank, you're often going to be lower tier, your damage is going to get you more experience. So, you know, not too bad at all. I also got Recruit a Friend double because I was playing with Hugo, I believe, at the time. And he doubled that up again. So that's why I got so much experience for that game. Still, the base experience isn't bad at all. And that's kind of how you want to play. You want to focus your targets when they are occupied with somebody else. You can't take a hit. I mean, I got hit once by the T-69 and once by the Tiger 2, and that was enough to bring me down to 10 HP. If either of those guys had rolled a little bit higher, I'd be dead. And that would have been a much different game. Instead, you want to come out from behind, do 654 here, do 299 there, do 508 there, and hopefully not take any return fire. And if you can get some spotting in there at the same time, fantastic. Now, my equipment, of course, camonet and binoculars are not suited for that. I'd be better off with, like, a binocular telescope, and I can't use a gun rammer because it is a autoloader, but a vertical stabilizer would be good. But, you know, there's potential to do a lot of damage, especially in the autoloader lights, because you can kind of zip out, do some damage, and get back. But even in the non-autoloader lights, you can do quite a bit of damage. Anyway, guys, enough talking. Let's take a look at a second game. This one is going to be back in my heavy tank, the STI. I'm going to show you what I did in that match. Let's take a look. Alright guys, here we are. We are on Mines. This is a tier 9 battle in my STI. And this is a bit of a weird match because my performance to the team wasn't amazing. It was okay. However, this kind of goes to show you why the mission system for the new tanks, the campaign missions, are both a good thing in which they try to teach you to play the game, but in a lot of ways can also be a bad thing because they encourage you to play in a way that is reckless. So that FCM 50-ton goes up there to die. I don't know why he rushed by himself. Donk a shot there, kind of poorly aimed, but it could have hit. I just needed to aim a little bit higher. They've pushed the hill. They're up there. Not much we can do at this point, but I'm coming up here anyway, in an attempt to do Mission 15, which is, as I mentioned in the last episode, 8,000 combined damage done, damage taken, and damage blocked by armor, or damage bounced. And I've come very close most games, but, you know, I want to make sure that I'm bouncing enough this game and doing enough. So I'm going to try to just kind of skirmish with these guys, trying to draw them into a fight. Now this is helping my team, you'll see, because this E75 behind me is actually going to try to clean up. And I'm going to do some damage. But by the same token, and let's see where these guys are hitting me. Side of the turret, a bounce on my frontal armor there on the top. Which should pen because they're higher than me, so the slope should help them. That one went into my track. But this is what I mean. Theoretically, I should be here holding, but I probably shouldn't be sitting out in the open. I'm actually encouraging shots here. You'll notice I start to back up and then think, you know what? I'm not going to get much damage blocked if they don't shoot at me, so I'm going to try to push that hill. I want to make them defend themselves and shoot at me. Which is really reckless behavior, and if I wasn't top tier, it probably wouldn't work. As it is, I'm fighting majority are like tier 8s. The WZ there is not exactly a skilled player, but you know, he knows enough to know that I'm a threat and that he needs to take me out. He's aiming kind of all over the place. The lower plate shot's not very good because he's firing kind of like this angle, so you see the slope there. But I'm just going reckless. I'm aware that there's a T-43 behind me, and there's enemies that... There's Artie. They could very easily kill me, but I need, at this point, I'm getting frustrated with not achieving that damage. So I'm thinking, if I can't block enough damage, then I'm going to go up and try to just do as much as I can with some very badly aimed shots from me, and then just try to weather the storm. So I'm up here now. I'm now pressuring 3 tanks. This E75 is putting out consistent damage. I think he saves me on a couple occasions here. Type 59, no. He's like, you know what? Why are we skirmishing with this guy? I need to get around beside him. I know exactly what's going on. And so he does. And there's a nice hit from the E75. I should have finished him there, but instead I decided I wanted to kill the WZ, which in hindsight caused a lot of damage because he's able to get around me here when I could have just kept tanking. Took a shot from this STI here, and just look at me driving at him. Like, I should be definitely backing up. Another poorly aimed shot. I've done 2,816 damage, but I am so just like, I think I've got the mission. I just need to keep getting out there. And because part of the mission counts HP like taken, I have 1,900 free HP if I die. And my secondary condition for that mission is to win the battle, not to survive. So, what? I just do as much damage as I can, and then die, and see how it goes. And, I'm dead now. And I don't have a free camera installed, but basically I'm just going to kind of speed through this. Our team does pull off a win. Oh, there we go. Because I switched my view. Okay, yeah, in the replay. Gotcha. So, we do pull off a win here. Our team performs admirably here. This E75, I think he gets greedy like me. He might be trying to do the same thing, but kind of a weird play by him. He gets around behind the STI, but then doesn't keep him pinned, and the T-28 isn't paying attention. He's taking fire from the T-49. It's a mess, but the real star of the show is our Batchat 155. He's gonna get, yeah, he's got 4 kills at this point, and he is just cleaning up. So we pull off a win, and to spoil it for you, you're gonna see here in a bit the stats. I get my mission completed. And there's the Batchat. He's just gonna do more damage to things. Basically, I blocked enough damage to not get the mission in and of itself, but on top of that free 1,900 HP of me just throwing my life away, and the the fairly decent amount of damage I did to that WZ and that T26E4, I managed to get it. Now, some of the future missions I've taken a look at are much harder. Like for example, in later missions, block 3 times your armor, or 3 times your health as, like, 3 times your health value gets blocked by armor. Sorry, I had to say that retardedly. That is a good mission. I don't know if the secondary, I haven't checked, but if the secondary is to stay alive as well, that's a good one. Well, even if it isn't, blocking is a good idea, because they're trying to encourage you not to take damage, not throw your life away. If you were driving a tier 10, the German heavy, the Moss, or the Mouse, I'm actually not sure how to say that, that's 3,000. So if you already have that tank, that's 3/8 of your mission completed if you die, you know? You only have to do a little bit of damage, and you typically will block a couple thousand in armor. Anyway, what I'm trying to say here is the missions, at least the first ones, need a little bit of a rework, because they don't really provide the most fantastic, they're not the most perfect learning opportunities. They encourage some bad play like that. Some would argue I played well. I don't think I played very well there. I think I played very recklessly and stupid, and if the rest of my team wasn't there, I would have thrown the game away. So let's take a look at some statistics. Alright guys, so second class mastery, about all I deserve for that. A fire for effect and a duelist. In terms of actual details here, let's see. I made a profit somehow. 1,009 base experience times the premium modifier on there. It was not the first win of the day. 15 shells, 14 hit, only 8 penetrations, a lot of poor aimed shots there. Did 28-16 damage. Did an actually astounding 1627 assisted. I'm not sure where that came from. Probably from tracking, actually. Damage taken, 1,900. Potential damage received, 6,120. So this is inaccurate. I've noticed that on this statistic, this is your HP, your damage taken plus your armor. So in reality, I did more like 4,700 something, whatever. I got enough. And some would say, oh, 6,120 potential damage received. That's pretty good, decent. But it could have been a lot better. And this number could have been a lot better. I could have still been alive with a higher this number, a better penetration number, and more of a contribution to my team. And if you're just aspiring to be a run-of-the-mill player, I would consider myself a run-of-the-mill player, then maybe that's fine. But if you want to get better, you need to learn to play better. And this might show you how you can get your mission in a tank. You know, you just play aggressively. It's going to happen. If you have a teammate to back you up, or an E75 that's going to keep yourself from getting flanked, fantastic. But in the case of me playing to win, I wasn't playing to win. I was playing for personal gain. And that's something that some of these missions kind of screw up. So, yeah, that's all I really have to say about that. And what I'm going to be doing in the future, I'm not going to do one of these every day at this point. I'm still going to be playing some Wrath the White Witch. If you've been following me on my channel, you know that I do play some RPGs, and I also play some World of Tanks. My main focus is going to be both those games in the future. As always, I'm Iron Gone, and I would love it very much if you liked the video to subscribe, leave a comment, leave a like, tell me what you think, tell me what tank you want to see me play, send me your replays, and as always, take care.